All right, welcome to the fraction first part, which is the multiply and divide. This is the easy part, but it can be tricky because the numbers can be big and you're not going to have a calculator. And even if you did have a calculator, you have to reduce the answers all the way down to the smallest numbers possible. So, you should be doing that before you multiply. The rule is very easy. Multiply tops, multiply bottoms. But now this example is easy, but there's a reason I'm picking it. You're going to take all of the numbers on the top and you're going to put them all on the top. And you're going to write them as a product of smaller numbers, right? 8 is 4 times 2. 21 is 7 times 3. This is all multiply, right? Do 8 times 21. Don't actually do that. 35 times 20. Again, don't actually do that. 35 is 7 times 5. And 20 is 4 times 5. Now you can say, but I can write 20 as 10 times 2. But you want to pick a number that's on the top so you can cross them out. Now, 4 divided by 4 is 1. 7 divided by 7 is 1. You can cross them out any way you want. Now, what's left over? Now, this is the reason that I picked this example. You have a 2 and a 3 on the top, and you have a 5 and a 5 on the bottom. I have seen many students over the years take those 5s and cross them out. This is not, $5 split among 5 people, everybody gets $1. That's why 5 divided by 5 is 1, right? If you split $5 among 5 people, everybody gets $1. It's division. Multiplication, this is not division. I don't understand what justification there would be for crossing out those 5s, but you can't. This is 5 times 5. That's not 1. So you can't cross out the 5. You have to multiply everybody the way you see them. So you do 2 times 3 on the top and 5 times 5 on the bottom. I know that nothing reduces. You're like, well, maybe I can reduce that fraction, but 2 does not go into 5 and 3 does not go into 5. So you already know this is the advantage to doing it this way. I know for a fact I cannot take the numbers down any further because nothing else breaks down. I can't write those numbers as products of smaller numbers. All I can do now is multiply them with that rule. All right, so now I'm going to do a harder one. All right, the third question, which a lot of people, the people who just crisscross and cross out without writing the numbers as smaller numbers, get to this one, and then they're like, some people do it. You can divide. It's very hard to keep track of the numbers if you do that. But you know what? I think for the end of this example, I'll redo it that way. You have 35, which is 7 times 5. You have 44, which is 4 and 11. You can pick 2 and 22, but you should pick 11 because I'm going to do 55 with 11. You have to look at all the numbers as you're making these decisions. Now, 36 is the one where you have a lot of choices. I can do 6 and 6. I can do 4 and 9. I can do this one with 4 and 6. These are the two that I'm looking at in terms of breaking down, right? 63, I don't have a lot of choice, right? I'm going to do 9 and 7. 55, I'm going to do 5 and 11, right? I can already see 11s and 7s. If I write this one with 9 and 4, then I can cross out this 9. That's good. I could also write it as 12 and 3 and write this one as 12 and 2 and then cross out the 12s. There's no wrong way to do this. No matter what pair of numbers you pick, that's the most important thing to understand about this. You cannot get it wrong as long as the product is right. Obviously, if you tell me 7 times 6 is 36, then you get up and it's going to be wrong. But as long as you pick the pair that makes that number, you will always end up reducing it. Maybe you will have to do an extra step or two at the end that I didn't because I picked a different pair than you. Maybe I was a little more efficient, but there's no wrong way to do it. So since I have this 9, I do want to get rid of that 9. So I am going to pick 9 and 4. And then that's going to make me pick a 4 here. I'm going to use 4 and 6. I could have picked 12 and 3 and 12 and 2 and crossed out the 12s, but then the 9 would have been left there. And that's fine. I would have just reduced that 9 away in the next step. All right. So now do the divisions, right? You have 7 divided by 7. Just cross out the numbers. I like to put the 1s there because 7 divided by 7 is 1. And then I know that number is gone, right? So, I wanted to knock this 4 out with that 4, but I guess I have a 4 here. So I'll put that 4 into this 4. This 5 into this 5. See, everything's going away. This 11 into this 11. All right. And now I'm left with, let's see, I have 9 and, the 9s. That was the whole point of doing the 9. Okay. So that 9 crosses out that 9. So all I have left, I have a lot of 1s and I have a 4. All 1s, everybody is gone. I have a 6. 4 and 6 are both even, so you can cut them in half. Half of 4 is 2, half of 6 is 3, right? That's the final reduction. So again, if you had picked slightly different pairs on the 36 and the 24, you would have got 6/9. You still get 2/3. You will always end up reducing it. Now, some people, this is what they'll do. They'll say, okay, I'm going to divide this by 11 and divide this by 11. I'm going to put 5 into 35 and make a 7. I'm going to put 7 into 63 and make a 9. I'm going to put 9 into 36 and make a 4. I'm going to put this 4 into that and make a 6. Let's see, 1, 1, 4, 1, 1, 6. I just get the same 4 over 6. This is a lot more confusing to do. If you like doing that and you're comfortable doing that, the problem is if you F this up, I can't see the mistake here. I can see your error very clearly in front of me. So I can give you partial credit if I see the error. If you do the crisscross and you just start chopping things out, like I just did, and you mess it up and you get the wrong answer, then I'm not giving you any partial credit, because how can I? I don't see what the hell you did. I don't know what you were crossing out and what numbers. You might not have done it the way I just did. You might have said, okay, whatever, 5 into this, 5 into this. There's so many ways to do it with the crisscross. It's impossible for me to know what was going on in your head when you did it. So if you screw it up, you're going to lose all the points. But whatever. I mean, if you're comfortable doing that, then do that. I'm giving you a method that is very easy to do and almost impossible to screw up as long as your products are correct. Of course, you can screw this up if you tell me, like I said, 7 times 6 is 36. It rhymes. Doesn't work that way. So, but as long as you have the correct products, it's impossible to do this wrong by writing it out like that. So, it's entirely up to you. Okay, finally a division 1. Double division 2, not even. So the rule was to keep, change, flip, right? The one that you're dividing by 1/12. That's the one that flips. So change this to multiplication, flip this over. That becomes 12/1. You have to write the 1? No, you don't. Now I still have divided by 34 there. Now, same thing. Here's your multiplication. This would become one number. So keep, change, flip. You're going to flip this dude now. So I'm going to cross out those 12s in a minute. It's very tempting. Now, how do you flip this over? Put a 1 there. 34 is 34/1. So make it multiplication. Make that 1/34. Anytime you see a number all alone by itself, like this number 9 had a 6 in it, you can just put 6/1. So, and then if you had to flip it, in that problem, you don't flip it. I can see it's times 6, but if it was divided by 6, that would be multiplied by 1/6. Here I was dividing by 34. That's times by 1/34. Now, I mean, this is kind of ridiculous. You could cross these out. 12 divided by 12 is 1. Now I'm left with a 17 and a 34. 17 goes in evenly. 34 divisible by 17 is 2. And again, some people like to do that. That's okay. You can write 34 as 17 times 2 and cross out the 17s like I did before. But in this case, if it's only the two numbers, this is, save a couple of seconds. It's a little more sophisticated. So on top, you have 1 times 1 times 1. That's not 3. 1 times 1 times 2 is 2. So that whole thing reduces down to a half. So again, just the division is one step away from multiplication. It's very simple. Flip, multiply, right? Switch and flip. Flip it over, switch the times. I'm going to do one more because I still have to do adding, subtracting. All right, I picked 8 because, numbers look big and it's scary. And, you have a parenthesis here and a divide. This is a single thing, right? This is going to end up being one number. I understand it's 2 different fractions, but I want you to think of it as the first thing. Keep, change, flip. So you can basically just drop those parentheses, but you have to do what's in the parentheses first. But in this case, as soon as you flip this and make this times, right? The 20, I messed up by 2. The 20 comes upstairs, the 21 goes downstairs, right? You flip it over. So once you've done that, it's just like problem 3. It's the same thing. The order in which you multiply does not matter, right? This is not the same as me doing this. Here it matters very much what I do. These are not fractions. There's no flipping going on here. I can't flip this and make this into multiplication. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could, but you know, you're not doing that. Here with fractions, once I flip this one and make it times, now I can just deal with this as it is. I can just break all the numbers down. 55, like I had before, is 5 and 11. 18, I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do 9 and 2. No, you know what? I'm not going to do 9 and 2. I see a 60 there. I think I want to do 6. I'm going to do 6 and 3 because I'm going to hit this one with 6 and 10. I'm going to break 20 down with 10 and 2 because I know that I see 60. I want to make this 6 and 10 so I can knock out this 6 and I can knock out this 10. You don't have to, remember, that's the beauty of this. You don't have to pick the numbers I'm picking. You and I will get to the same destination. Might take you longer, might take me longer, but we'll get there no matter what you pick. Now, 88, I'm definitely going to pick 8 and 11 because I have an 11. And 21, I don't have a choice. It's got to be 7 and 3. It's unfortunate that I don't have a 7 to knock out that 7, but oh well. All right, so I don't see any 5s to cross out, but I'm going to cross out 11. I'm going to cross out this 6 with this 6. I'm going to cross out the 10 with the 10. I'm going to cross out the 3 with the 3. Now, I am going to do this, even if you might not like that I'm going to do this. I'm going to take the 2 into the 8. 2 goes into 8 4 times. I basically just dividing 8 by 2, right? 2 divided by 2 is 1. 8 divided by 2 is 4. This is what people do when they cross it out. I'm left with a 5, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. All right, so I got a 5 there. And I have 1, 1, 4, 1, 7, right? So you have to get 28. Note that 5 does not go into 4, 5 does not go into 7. I can't break these numbers. Even if I did 2 and 2 here, it doesn't do any good. Nothing goes into 5. And 5 and 28 have nothing in common, right? 28 is 4 and 7. So neither one of those numbers divide into 5 evenly. So this is how I know that I'm finished. All right. So you get 5 over 28 for that one. Now I'm going to do a separate video for the adding and subtracting because this video is already long enough.